and experienced traveler in Europe. Actually, she grew up in Europe. So that's why she has some secret tips for all of us for traveling. So let's welcome Louise.
Alors, bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Louise. Oops, sorry. Because since he mentioned, actually I lived in Paris for 5 years when I was very, very little, so it's been quite a long ago. So, yeah, I don't want to tell you how many years before, then you will know my age.
We know 40 years, right?
No, a little bit shorter. Okay. So today I would like to share with you some tips for traveling in Europe. And actually, when Brady invited me, he asked me what would be your title. I say the subject would be this, backpacking in Europe. And the first thing he mentioned is like, you know, you're traveling a lot in Europe on business trips, so it means that you're staying like 4 or 5 stars hotel and so on. How come it's backpacking? I was like, okay, come on, I backpacked also in Europe, okay? So, where? There?
Okay. Just go on.
Okay, thank you. So, this is Europe, and maybe you can recognize some countries. And actually, the reason I want to share this map with you is like, I want to tell you how easy it is to travel by yourself in Europe. So if you look at whatever, from France, for example, you have all the countries interconnected with each other. So either by rail or by buses or coach or flights or whatever. So actually traveling in Europe by yourself as a backpacker is very easy. So now, my first question for you, what is this country?
Germany.
Ah, easy. Okay, you get a gift. This is German candy, so please open it and share with everybody. Okay, so this is Germany. Then how about this one? Raise your hand, you get a gift. No check. This one. Turkey, Poland? No.
Wait a minute.
Hungary, yes, you got it. This is Hungary, okay. Not so close, sorry. Hungary something. So the most famous thing from Hungary is the foie gras. It's, what's that called? Goose liver. Congratulations, what's your name? Oh! Hey, it's not for you, Brady.
I know.
Okay, so how about, first, no more gifts. Just to ask you, you know. How about this one? The green one. Oh, who says Romania? Good point. Then you get a kiss from a vampire. Okay. Okay, thanks. So, the agenda for today will be how to save money when you are traveling in Europe. So we'll start from some plannings and where to stay, and also how to deal with the transportation, and some shopping and some other tips, okay? So the first step during your planning is always to go to the tourist information. So wherever you are in Europe, even if it's a very, very small town, you always have tourist information available for you. Okay, so from there you can get a lot of information regarding maps, or weather, or where to go, what to buy, what to visit, etc., etc. And usually in the tourist information you can also find some combo tickets. Like for example, it's a ticket where you can have entrance to museum and also for your public transportation inside the city. So the tourist information is always the first place I go whenever I'm traveling in Europe. Then for the stay, if you have a little bit more budget, then you can go to booking.com. And this website is very useful because you have basically all the hotels available all over the world. So not only in Europe, but also for Asia, for Taiwan, for whatever. And the good thing I like it is because you always have a rating. So here you can have a list of a hotel where you can find in Prague, for example. And this is how many stars the hotel it is itself. But you can always find a rating at the other side. So it's very good. It's 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so if you see 9, then it's a really good hotel. So this is a rating from all the customers who have stayed there before and who booked through Booking.com. So yourself, when you book from Booking.com, you can always feedback what you think about this hotel. Okay. So basically, how to look at the rating above 8. It's good enough to stay, and it's safe enough to stay. Even if it's only a 2-star hotel, but he has an 8 or 8 point something, it's pretty safe. So that's actually that's how I use this website. But if you want to go and stay in hostels, for example, so you can save more money, then Hostel World is one of the biggest hostel websites that you can check out. There's another one, Hosteling International, and this one is more for, let's say, students, because I think the maximum age to get a youth hostel card, I think is 26? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Then I still can get a card. Why you laugh? Okay, 10 years ago, I mean. Okay, so when you stay in this type of hotel and you have your youth hostel card, then you can always get a discount of whatever percentage or whatever amount. Okay, but if you don't, then you just stay there with the standard price. Okay. So the interesting thing in staying in hostels is that you can choose all the different types of rooms. So usually for the cheapest, you can have a dorm, okay? So a dorm which can accommodate 6 people, 8 people, 10 people, etc., etc. And you can choose to stay in a mixed dorm. So it means that boys and girls are staying in the same room, with different beds, of course.
It's the point.
Pardon?
It's the point.
And you can also have different dorms, like female dorms or male dorms, okay? And in some hostels, they also offer private rooms. So like for this one, for example, it's a private room, 2 beds with shower, blah, blah, blah. So this one costs a little bit more, I think 30 something. But if you stay in a dorm, it costs you around like 11 euros. So euros to NT is around 38, I think.
52 per minute.
52?
Oh, that's long now, so sorry.
Now you know the age.
39.
39 something now. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so times 40 is like 400 NT a night. So it's very cheap. And so this is a typical dorm when you have more beds inside. So now you can count maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 beds in this type of dorm. So my question for you is, I stayed in Prague for $7 a night, and of course it was a dorm. So guess how many people was in the same room?
20.
50.
Oh, about 50, sorry. 12, 10, more than 10?
20.
12, more than 12, 20, more than 20.
30.
30, more than 30.
Oh,
amazing, right? 36.
Wow.
So it's also like a penthouse like this, and they just put like 36 beds. Mixed dorm. So it was when I was backpacking, okay? Not when I was traveling for the company. Okay, so 36 dorm, and it costs you only like $7. But what you need to pay attention is to be careful, very careful with your own belongings, because you don't know who they are and they don't know you either. So your belongings can be easily picked up by some other one. Okay, so usually they have lockers where you can just lock your safe, your things and your stuff. And what I usually do is, because I have my passport and all those type of credit cards, money, everything, I put it in a bag that you can put it in your, yeah. And at night, I put it under my pillow. And then now you know where to get the money. Ouch. But this is a way where you know for sure that the thing will stay with you. Or you can always put it on your belly, or it doesn't matter. But be very careful when you go there. So, for transportation, the easiest way for traveling within Europe is to go by train. Okay, so there are many, many different types of trains in Europe, and you can always expect to have a very cheap price ticket. For example, this one is a Paris to Brussels. So Paris to Brussels, I think it's about 300 kilometers something, 200-300 kilometers. And it costs you only 22 euros. So it's like from Taipei to Kaohsiung, the price, I mean. But then you are taking a very comfortable train. That's the high-speed train that you can find in France, in Brussels, etc., etc. And the key to get this low price is to book in advance. So you can always have a very, very good price if you are planning your trip far in advance. So not only this type of train, you can also check all the other trains. So as long as you book in advance, you can get like 30 euro tickets, 50 euro tickets, Paris, London, or Paris, I don't know, Amsterdam, something like this. And for the trains that are in Switzerland, for example, the trains in Switzerland are very, very expensive. And but normally, I think in summer they have some kind of promotion when they call the tickets like cut the label. Cut the label. When you cut the label for the clothes, you get a discount. So they call it a cut label whatever ticket, and you get around like 70% discount. So it's only 30% of the normal price. So you can always check this kind of tickets, and normally they put on the trains which are less taken. So during rush hour there's no discount, but during out of rush hour you always get this type of ticket. Okay, so that's another tip for traveling inside Switzerland. And yet another one is for foreigners only. You can buy Euro Rail pass, something like this. And this pass is actually a train ticket that allows you to take the trains, the national trains in all the countries inside Europe. But when you are buying the ticket, you need to define first which are the countries, interconnected countries you want to buy from. Okay? So for example, if I travel in Amsterdam, Netherlands, Belgium, France, for example, I can buy a train ticket for these three countries, and I can choose how many days I want. Okay, so let's say 5 days for these three countries. So whenever I want to take a train within these three countries, no matter where it is, I just need to put the date on the ticket, and I can take the train. Basically, it's like this. So you just need to calculate the longest distance and the most expensive train. Then you can use the rail pass. And for example, you can go from Amsterdam to Nice, for example, Côte d'Azur, Wunan NTU, and you can go on vacation. So these are some other ways to save money also. And another way to travel is the low-cost airline, which are very, very popular in Europe. And this one, the one I mentioned here, is the EasyJet, and you have, I think, more than that. The two biggest one is EasyJet, and another one called Ryanair. So you can expect a ticket, like for example here from Manchester to Moscow, 47 pounds. Okay, but the price is different for different destinations. Sometimes you can have a 10 euro ticket from London, Paris, London, Prague, London, something, whatever. So as long as you can find a trip ticket, you can buy it. So just to give you an idea of how the destinations of EasyJet. Does anybody know what GBA is? Pardon? Geneva, yeah, it is in Europe. Cheater. Okay, from Geneva. Geneva is one of the biggest base for EasyJet, besides London. So from Geneva, you can go almost to each of the countries, in every country in Europe, actually. That's the other one, Ryanair. So for Ryanair, basically you can have even cheaper tickets, 8 pounds, for example, 10 pounds, and from the destinations are just a little bit different. Okay. So why are these tickets so cheap? Does anybody know?
A lot of limitations.
Yes, there are a lot of limitations.
And
So,
you have to pay for your food, beverage, and luggage.
Not
Yeah.
possible. I think you can get one.
Anyway.
Yeah.
private cabin
You
luggage.
can carry,
Yeah.
but for luggage, you can.
Right, yeah. So you have to pay for a lot of extra things. So you have a lot of hidden costs. So here I want to share with you what they are. The first one is that you can only have one cabin luggage. So when we talk about cabin luggage, it's the size of a cabin like this, like that, okay? So if you are going to travel for, let's say, 5-6 days, then maybe this one is not enough. So you need to have a check-in luggage. So you have to pay. So for check-in luggage, you have to pay. If you pay by credit card, you have to pay maybe €5 extra or €3 extra or whatever. But you don't have choice because you have to pay for your credit card. So airport taxes, this is what is not mentioned. So like the one Ryanair, £8, it's only the flight ticket, the price for the flight ticket. The taxes could be £25, £30, or sometimes it's free, but it depends. Also, the food, like Elisa mentioned, the food on board, basically you have nothing. You have nothing to eat and you have nothing to drink. So it's better that you prepare by yourself. Is it working? No? Yeah. And or you buy from the crew. So they always have a chart and they come to you, do you want about coffee, tea, croissant, whatever? So you have to buy it if you are really hungry. But better not because it's not very tasty. And also you have to take care of the airport connection. So when I mention this, it means that, for example, we take a flight from London, Paris, for example. Even if it's London, Paris, then you need to know which London airport it is. In London itself, you can have, I think, 4 or 5 big airports. The biggest one is Heathrow, the one with international connections from Asia. But then you have Luton, Gatwick, Stansted, whatever, all the others. From those airports to the London city itself takes about 1.5 hours by train or by coach. So that's another expenses and another cost for your time. And when you land Paris, usually it's not the Paris Charles de Gaulle, it's Paris Orly or Paris whatever, Beauvais. And from those airports to Paris city, it takes you also about 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So although the flight ticket itself is very cheap, but you need to take care also for the connection. Okay. And something that is not listed is actually that you have to print your boarding pass by yourself. You have to do it. If you don't do it, or you forget to do it, you can also ask the crew from the check-in airport, and then they will charge you €40.
Wow.
Yes, you heard it. So, with all of these restrictions, still we like to fly with them because they are very cheap. If I don't have luggage, for example, if I just go for a weekend, then I don't need a big suitcase. And I don't need food, then I don't care. So I like to travel with those type of airlines. So one time I was in Amsterdam, and my brother, he came to Amsterdam as well, and we decided to go somewhere for the weekend. So we have only 2 days, and we decided to check whatever EasyJet offers. So we checked the cheapest. Price was from Amsterdam to Bristol. Does anyone know where Bristol is? No.
UK.
Bristol, UK. Yeah, it's in UK. It's the place where you can find the Stonehenge, you know, the Stonehenge? The big rock from extraterrestrial. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so we decided to go to Bristol. And Bristol is a very charming city, and we found just little ducks in Bristol, and they were on sale. Cute, right? Yeah. Okay,
It's
so...
a gift, right?
I brought them from Bristol, come on. Okay, so I told my brother, I want those ducks, because those ducks added together, it's not even 800 NT. It's about like less than 20 pounds at that time. And he's like, are you sure we don't have any check-in luggage? We only have this. How are you going to put all your luggage with the ducks? And I said, I don't care, I want to buy them. So I bought them. And then, yeah. And so when we arrived at the airport, there was a big mess because then I had to carry my ducks, I had to carry my suitcase, and I had to carry my bag. So a bag like this is not allowed because you can only have one cabin luggage. So either you throw it away or you put it inside your bag. Or you put this one inside your bag. Whichever you want. Anyway, you have to do it. So what I did, in my suitcase I have also lots of like my pants, my coat, whatever. So I was like, okay, anyway I have to fit my ducks in my bag. So
It's a real story.
I take out my coat, my pants, my book, whatever. I put my computer, and I have to fit my ducks in first. They are my first priority. And then it's full. So I was like, oh shit, what's on my computer? Okay, I fit it in, and I have to put this bag anyway in because they don't allow me to carry it. So you have to squeeze, and somehow you have to, okay, it fits. So I have my bag ready. Then how about my clothes? Yeah, that's right. So I was wearing 2 pants. And whatever you can imagine, like scarf, whatever. And it was the same for me and my brother. For the ducks. So now I hope you won't take my ducks away. So that's a real case that I want to share with you, because when you don't have enough place in your suitcase, wear everything you have. Because it doesn't matter that they don't charge you for something you wear. It's just, I'm so cold!
That's why it's very big plastic bag. I saw that.
No, that's another way. Because, yeah, if you buy a very big bag and you fit everything inside, then when you go to the check-in, there's a kind of carton or something like this, and they say that this is the maximum size, so you have to fit your bag inside this carton or this box or something like that. So you will take your suitcase and put it in the bag, the carton, and if it fits, it's okay. If it doesn't fit, then you have to pay, or you have to take it back or whatever. So at that time, I was having a softer bag, and I had to fit my ducks and everything inside. So it was kind of, a little bit bigger than usual. So I was very, very worried, because when I was about to check in, all the guys were asking everybody to put their bag inside that box. And I was very, very nervous. So I was like, oh shit, what should I do? What should I do? And I have no way but just smile. And then I walk away, so he didn't stop me. So next time when you want to hide something, just smile. Yeah. Okay, so hot. Okay, so that's about the hidden cost. Oh, and insurance. This is also something that it's not included in your flight tickets. So when you buy the ticket, they will ask you, do you want to buy insurance for extra? It's like maybe 1 or 2 euros only. And you click no. And they pop up, are you sure? You don't want to take the risk? Do you want to take the risk? It's only 1 euro, come on. And you have to click no. And then you go to the next page. Yeah, this is very funny. Okay, the other one is Ryanair. And they are offering now something like £1 ticket. It's very, very cheap. And they also say that they are going to charge for the use of toilets. So they want to charge for everything, as you can imagine. So how they reach it? Because I saw an interview for Ryanair with the CEO. And the CEO was sharing that how he can do the cost down. So the first one is that they want to charge for the toilet. The second thing is that they will have standing tickets. So instead of seats, you have to stand up. And there's a seat belt, something like that. I have no idea. And then you just stand. So instead of 2 rows of seats, you can have 3 rows of standing tickets. So in each of their flights, they are planning to have standing seats, standing tickets, about maybe only 10% of the whole thing, and all the others are still normal seats. Okay, but the craziest one is I think only one pilot. So I think they will kill the other one and say just go away. And so you have only one pilot in the aircraft. But that's very, very crazy. But also you have to deal a lot with the delay of your flight because there's a very, very constant delay with this type of low-cost airline. But every time, I think the first or second time, I don't know, when I was taking Ryanair, every time I have at least 30 minutes delay. 30 minutes is fine, but every time I have it. But at the end, when you land, they play music. Ryanair, again, on-time schedule, blah, 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 blah. Like, but I was delayed for like 30 minutes. And then I realized that actually they put the schedule for like, maybe it's only 1 hour flight, but they put it like 2 hours flight time. So you're always on time. So, yeah. So, just a comparison, because these two are the two biggest ones. For the price, you can go for Ryanair, but for the airport, EasyJet is better because EasyJet serves most likely the more international, bigger airports. But Ryanair, you always need to go to those smaller airports. And the service is equal because they don't have any service. And for luggage check, it's also equal because whenever they want, they say, okay, put your bag in that box. If it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit, you have to pay. Okay. So another one for traveling in Europe is the coach. So you can have the biggest one is Euroline. So in every big cities, you have Eurolines running around. And student agency is one that I took only once. It started in Prague, in Czech Republic, and they started from a bunch of students, and they want to offer a new service. So you can expect from this type of buses, free internet connection, free magazines, free newspapers, like when you are going on our flight, and they also offer you a free drink. A hot drink, a coffee, or chocolate, or something like that. So because of the competition, Eurolines now is also offering free Wi-Fi on board. So it's very comfortable to travel with student agency. They have also one English-speaking crew on board. So whatever, you don't need to worry about where to get off, and they will always help you because they speak very good English. So, others? Okay. And this is some other tips when you are traveling inside a city, for example. You can always look for free transportation. So, where does it happen? For example, in Geneva. Actually, in Switzerland. Whenever you are staying in a hotel in Switzerland, they are offering you a free transportation ticket during your stay for the city. So, you don't have to spend extra. Also, you can have free bikes. So in a lot of now different countries and cities, you can get free bicycles. So whether it is from the government or from the hotels or from a lot of different places. And I think the best thing is to make friends over there because when you have a friend, then they will drive you, so you don't have to pay. Okay, so talking about shopping, chocolate. Sean, I think, was the name. He introduced Belgian chocolate last time. So Côte d'Or is one of the most popular chocolate in Belgium. Does everybody know where Milka is from? No? Switzerland? Yes, it is. Milka is from Switzerland. Can you open it and share? And Richard's, this one is from Germany. But the funny thing to mention is that actually the people, the students, the small school kids in Switzerland, they think that cows are purple because of milk cow. So now you know how popular it is in Switzerland and actually all over Europe as well. So if you want to buy chocolate, then you can go for these three brands. And you can easily find them in supermarket, and it's not expensive at all. That's why I share with you. Kidding. And for skincare, a lot of girls go there to buy some skincare products. So like Avon, Vichy, those we can find in a lot of like Watsons or something. But in Europe, they are really like around half of the price that you can find in Taiwan. Okay. And another popular thing is the bags. So LV, everybody know. For LV, you can easily find, I think, 20 to 30% lower if you buy in Europe, including the tax refund. And for Longchamp, I don't know why, but it's very, very popular in Taiwan. So I want to ask Pace to share. Pace, where are you? Pace, can you show us your bag?
Light and soft.
See?
The brand is very cheap.
Yeah,
Price is low.
it's not very expensive, but apparently it's quite easy to use, right, Amanda? Okay. So, if you have friends who are going to Germany or France, ask them to buy Longchamp for you, because in these two countries, that's where you can find the cheapest price. In the price tag, that's the cheapest one. And then, after your tax refund, it's even cheaper. So, last time I was in Germany airport, and I went to buy the bags for my friends, and I was about to catch my flight. So I was actually outside the airport. I mean, not checked in yet. So the price I paid was including the taxes. So I asked the lady, can I have a tax refund? And she said, yes, you can, but you know you don't have to because you already have the cheapest price, darling. All over the world, this is the cheapest. So don't worry about the tax refund. But I want to have a tax refund. All right. So she filled out the paper. But you really don't need to do it. You're going to lose your flight. Something like that. But still, I got my tax refund. So some other things. I don't know if you know this, a transparent toilet. This one is in London, but actually in Europe you can find a lot of in different cities. It's like everybody can see you when you are using the toilet, but actually you cannot. It's like a mirror when you look from outside. You can Google like transparent toilet London and you can find this. But when using this type of toilets, you always have to pay, right? And when you go to big shopping malls or big train stations, whenever you find toilets, basically you have to pay. And I don't like to pay for the toilet. So I will always look for a very clean toilet with very good service, and I always want someone to open the door for me. So can you guess where it is? Hotel. 5-star hotel. So that's the best way. I mean, best way. I think that's the best toilet ever to go to a 5-star hotel, because you can just walk in and they'll say welcome. You know, make it dirty and then you go out and someone will clean it for you. So I think that's the perfect place to go when you are backpacking and you are dirty and you want to have a very clean place for the toilet. Then go to the hotels. Okay. So the conclusion. Actually, for all these trips I got a lot of help from strangers. And I think the best thing is to carry a big smile, and actually everybody will be willing to help you. And I want to share an experience with you. When I was in Germany, I sprained my ankle. And I was going to Fusen, and I don't know if you know the castle. There's a Tianhebao, something like that. Okay. But at that time I sprained my ankle, so I was using my crutches to walking up the mountain. And it was, if you have ever been there, it's like a huge, I don't know how many, 1-2 kilometers way up.
Go there by bus.
but we were students, so
Oh.
we didn't have money, okay? Okay, so I didn't know, so anyway, I went there and I was using my watch and I was moving like 5 meters an hour, the speed. So there was a guy, a Chinese guy, when he saw me, he said, hey, come up in my car, I will take you up. So he took me up, and after we finished the visit, we met again at the exit. And he offered again to take his car back to the city or something. And I said, okay, I will follow you. But I was really slow, like.
Dimitri.
And yeah. and that guy said, oh, come on, he's a Chinese guy. He said, come on, I'll carry you, come on my back. I said, really? Are you sure? He said, yeah, come on, you're too slow because my friends are leaving. I said, okay. So I gave my clutches away, and then he carried me, and he's like, 钟平啊，看你小小的，没想到你这么沉啊！ Come on, I didn't ask for it.
Well, that's you.
But yeah, but then we became very good friends, and so on and so on.
He was asking.
And okay, and for this, last time when I was on business trip, it was my birthday, and my friend gave me these glasses with happy birthday. So with that, I carried also my big smile, and I went to every shop. I said, today is my birthday. I said, okay, free beer. Okay, free ice cream. Okay, free something. So as long as you ask for it, normally with a big smile, they will give something free to you. Okay? So, any questions?
So, which countries are in Europe are your favorite?
My favorite? I like Holland a lot. Yeah, because actually Holland is where you can find Amsterdam, and you can find also a lot of windmills and so on. And it's a very flat country, so everybody is cycling. So you can get a traffic jam in bikes, but you don't have traffic jam on the road. And I think the food is just okay. It's not my favorite, but it's very clean. It's like when you go to Japan, everything is very clean. And air is fresh, and people are nice. And they speak very well English, so if you go there by yourself, then it's not a problem. Yeah. Thank you. Other questions?
How many times you ever go to Europe?
To Europe?
Yes.
Are you kidding? I actually, because of business, I have to go like 4 to 5 times a year. So now it's about, I don't know, 20? I don't know. Yeah, it's a little bit. Thank you. Other questions?
Will you bring instant noodles to European, or you can eat there?
I can eat there, but sometimes I bring it just in case if I go back to the hotel very late and I cannot find anything to eat, then I bring some instant noodle. But maybe not so many, maybe 3 packs. And if I finish it, then I finish it. That's all.
You can buy them very cheap in the Chinese market.
Yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
supermarkets.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Other questions? No? Okay, then thank you for your attention.